All right, I didn't have a transition in the middle transition scene, so we're just on the actual scene. I didn't thought about that as I was hitting the fucking button. Um, Wait, can you not hear me? So it says that like the stream heard me.
Yeah,
My
no,
my
I
deafen
can
button
hear you.
said it didn't work, and then it worked. Like it gave me a little like warning icon that it didn't work, and then it fucking worked. Whatever. That's what I didn't have a transition scene. I just went straight from intro scene to where we're at now. So, um, what is up? This is a shit show. I literally made all of these scenes in the past 5 minutes, so 10 minutes maybe. Um, but me and AJ decided we were gonna do a little video because AJ did a reaction video to the new Power Rangers Once and Always. I always fuck that up. Is that what it's called?
Yep, it's right.
Movie that is coming out. And that's another thing. I wasn't sure if it was like a special feature. Obviously, it wasn't a TV show. I was like, is it? And I seen a thing. It actually was calling it a movie, so it looks like it is an actual movie. Um, but AJ did a little reaction thing for that last week, into last week, and the video fucking popped off. So we're gonna see if maybe Power Rangers content is some content because I'm very excited for that movie. Very excited for the Legend of the White Dragon that's supposed to release later this year, I believe.
Yeah, and they're
Um,
gonna get a theatrical release too.
Really, I did not know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Is it like a select theatrical release, or is it like
I don't
full
know.
on?
I thought it was gonna be full on potentially.
Dude, I will be buying a ticket to that 100% if that is the case. So I'm um, but yeah, so looking forward to that. And just like grow like this is something that's kind of cool to do in general because I've been a massive Power Rangers fan my entire life. I have my fancy new water bottle they've been putting stickers on. Got a couple Power Ranger stickers on there that's new. Because my 9-year-old son just had his birthday, and guess what theme it was? Power Rangers.
Nice.
He got super into it again. Like he's always been into it for as long as I can remember. Um, which is all one of those proud parent things that he came out and I mean he was named after superheroes first off, and then he comes out and it's all superheroes. It's all he wants is superheroes, Power Rangers. He's to the it's all that's all he wants is those two. Those are his two favorite things. So it's really cool to see. We got him some cool Power Ranger toys. We got him. We thought it was a little more solid, kind of closer to this Ant Man helmet we have here, but we got him a kind of similar to what's on the screen, the Tommy White Ranger helmet. It was only $20 to pay for off Amazon, so it was kind of the cost. You know when you buy a costume from for Halloween, that kind of material, but it was a full helmet, like it's Velcro. It's a full helmet that goes on. So he was pretty excited about that, and then we got him some little Power Ranger figures and everything to go with his current Power Ranger figures. So Power Rangers is very big in our house. So I thought this is a cool video for us to do. This is really I'm excited to do this one. And for what we're doing, if you don't know, above us are tier lists. I don't know if you got Tier Maker. I think is the website. We've seen a lot of people do these.
Yeah.
I think the person I've seen do it the most was Tim the Tap Man. Was ranking animes, food, because it's Tim. Um, I don't
That'd
know.
be Joey.
Yeah, I've seen him ranking a variety of things. I think he had one where he ranked diner food, like the best diner food and stuff like that. Um, so this one was a cool thing that we talked about and decided. So we're gonna go through here, and if you look at the tier list, we have our obviously S tier, top tier, nothing better. A tier, B, C, D, and then we have a not watched tier because not all of these have either of us watched. We have not watched either all of these because there's a certain point that you're gonna notice that I'm gonna get to where almost everything after that point is gonna be not watched. Um, because I haven't watched there's certain ones I haven't watched, and there's some that I have watched, seen some of, and oh boy. But up to that point, it's gonna be fun to rank those. So, do you have anything you would like to say before we get into
Part of me
ranking
is now
these?
also like thinking, D, it's kind of like that. Okay, subpar. It's like real cringe, but I'm looking at this list and like I kind of want to put F back because there are a couple that I'm just like, yo, boy, like whatever you were trying to do is not working. Um,
I think we're gonna keep that D, and that's gonna be our D tier.
Okay, do
Because if
you
we
want to
don't,
leave?
because if we don't,
Okay.
then I have to recut
Okay.
them.
Okay. Yeah, I was
Resize
gonna
them.
say that's true. I
No.
was like, or we just change D to F,
Yeah, I mean
but
we could do that too.
yeah, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that
So
instead.
D is going to be that F tier. So we're skipping D. We're going straight to A S A B C F,
Yeah, yeah, let's do that
and then
instead.
not watch. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think that makes more sense.
So, and we're just going to go in the order, right? That's on the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We're just going to go in the order, which looks to me pretty much like how they've been released.
Yeah, so originally what, my thought process was if so like a lot of seasons, like especially the later seasons, they started getting 2 seasons
Yes.
per series, and I was like, oh, maybe we can just kind of just lump them together. But some of the later series, they've actually been season one, two. Two's been actually a little bit better than one,
Okay.
so I think having them all separate out, it will be fine. So
Okay.
yeah,
So that should be interesting to see
yeah,
and everything. So we're just gonna get into this and see how things go. And what's cool about it is you guys can't see how we have them ranked out because I have just the tier list. That's all we're showing is where we're placing them. But it broke down Mighty Morphin into
the three
the three
seasons.
seasons. So we have
Yep.
each one individually. So and it's cool because it has the little picture differences. So you get
Yeah.
the first 5 Rangers, then you get Tommy in Green Ranger, and then Tommy in White Ranger.
Right. Yep.
So I think it's pretty cool. How many? I want to see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 28 pictures here to rank. So hopefully what I have cut will fit on everything. So because I did cut off a little on the side, so hopefully that fit. If not, we'll adjust as we go. But if you don't have anything else to say, we just jump right into this.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
All right.
All right.
Season 1, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. No
Oh
Tommy.
man, no Tommy.
No Tommy.
Well, technically,
No Tommy Ranger.
I mean, he does. He shows
Oh,
up in
so
season one.
yeah, this is evil. This is what we're dealing with. Evil Tommy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Technically, evil Tommy into him joining the team.
Yeah.
Because season 2, it's like the first 20 episodes you get Green Ranger Tommy, and then he loses his powers.
That's right. So AJ goes solid S tier for first
Yeah.
season. Mighty
I
Morphin.
mean, come on, like easy.
I'm gonna go A tier. I'm gonna put it A
Okay.
tier. I'm gonna put it
Okay.
A tier. It's still obviously it's good. It is gonna be A tier for me. So we're
All
going
right.
Green Ranger Tommy.
Yes.
That's
So-
S tier for me.
Season 2 is S tier, ranked 1. So it's
Oh,
before.
so even
S-
before, yeah, okay.
Yeah, even before.
That's
Mainly
1A.
because-
That's S tier A. We got S tier B.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
We're making tiers in the tiers.
absolutely. Mainly because season 2 introduces Zed, which was an original
Yeah.
creation that Saban did, and Zed was just a fucking menace.
Yes.
He was so fucking badass.
I seen a cool picture that it was like, if you look at it, it didn't really look very different, but it had its highlights that were different. But it was said that
Yeah.
it was a picture that said Zed got a hold of a morpher.
Yeah.
And so you still see on his legs and his arms like the kind of veiny look kind of thing, but he had the boots and the gloves and the like different. His headpiece was a little different and everything, and it looked really fucking cool. I was like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
But that is a good point. I did not think of that, but I was going with that. But moving into Tommy White Ranger.
Okay, season 3. Straight up
Okay.
8.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was a thing because, like, okay, so the movie came out, right?
So
This kind of pivots to season 3, right? Of him having the Jedi form. The only problem for me is they should have been just in Jedi form. Like they were able to bring back the actual Ranger costumes,
Yeah.
and then they had the metallic armor. I was like, cool. Okay, season 3 was just a toy ad, essentially.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's just a toy ad.
So I don't know. I didn't know. I'm trying to think of how I want to say that. So, did you like or not like the movie?
I did like the movie.
Okay.
I fucking loved the movie. Like it was
Okay.
one of the movies that when that VHS came out, it was I was always
Oh,
playing it
100%.
every
Yeah.
weekend.
Yes.
So
100%.
yeah,
100%. Ivan Ooze, one of the most iconic bad guys in anything
yeah.
ever.
Oh, absolutely.
Ever. Like, I mean, we got Thanos and Ivan Ooze up there. I mean, it's up
Yeah,
there at the top of the list. So because it's White Ranger Tommy and White Ranger season of this show, I'm gonna lump those in together. And because I'm putting those in together, that's S tier for me. Because again, that's my I love that movie. The only problem I have with the show is, which of course it's obvious reasons, but it's how there was the differences of like
yeah,
the suits. Like I didn't really like the TV ninja suit over the movie ninja suit. Um, but I mean the core memories that I have from that movie and that show, have a nice trip, see you next fall, is permanently scarred in my brain
yeah,
from that movie. And I'm sure there's a couple others in there that are. I mean, Tommy, the first time that they fight, that they meet Ivan Ooze and fight the whatever, I don't even know what they're called in the movie, the dudes with the dreads, the sticky kit whatever. And
yeah.
Tommy jumping off of the thing and doing the drop kick, but staying up and just kick. Again, iconic. Will never leave my brain. I'll be an 80-year-old person with dementia and be thinking about have a nice trip, see you next fall, and Tommy kicking that person, and then they explode. So for me, those have got to be lumped into A tier for me, or S tier for me. I put those together. So
Yeah, I mean it. I still like the season. Okay, so like Rito was one of my
yeah,
favorites.
yes,
Like the
yes,
introduction for Rita's brother, awesome. Um, but here, we also have a lot of changing the guard. I mean, I always prefer green over white, but one of the
I was always a white over green.
oh, you see, that's why.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so one of my favorite episodes though is when JDF did the double take and he had to be green and white and
Oh
fight
yeah,
himself. That was one of my favorites. So like
that's
that was one of my favorite episodes. So was the Wild Wild West Rangers. That was
yeah.
also one of my favorite
Yeah.
episodes from.
So and that's what's funny is my friend that I mentioned on our wrestling podcast. I was talking to him about our YouTube stuff, and we actually talked about Power Rangers before. I think it might have been my son's party, and he showed me this clip of, I get it was the Japan Power Rangers, and there's a
Yeah.
guy on there that is dressed in Western clothes, and they just call him American Cowboy, like in the captions or whatever. And he said that's his, because he's a big cowboy. Like he loves
Yeah.
cowboys, Red Dead Redemption. That's why Hangman Page is one of his favorite wrestlers. It's because of the whole cowboy, gimmick. And he so there's just a character named American Cowboy, and it's his favorite thing. It's so funny. Um, but yeah, that was really really cool. So I think this next one is that Alien Rangers.
Yep. That's
So
right.
I'm gonna have to put this one in not watched. I didn't somehow missed Alien Rangers and did not watch a lot of that one.
All right. Okay. Granted, Alien Rangers only 10 episodes,
Okay, that's probably why. Because I remember
and
seeing the Alien Rangers like in Mighty Morphin
yes,
sometimes, but I never actually didn't know until I was an adult that they had their own show.
yes.
Yeah,
So they were just the transition for the ending of season 3 because they turned into kids
yeah,
or they made them
yeah,
kids. So the Alien Rangers had to be the Ranger team for that time period. And then when they grew up again, the Alien Rangers left because that was the transition to Zeo.
yeah. Nice.
Um, uh,
We got our first one. First one. But like
I
you
mean,
said, it is only 10 episodes. It was a
right.
transitional season. So you can't do a whole lot in 10
I
episodes.
was like, you can't do, yeah, you can't do,
You can't do a
like,
whole lot.
they're cool.
Yeah.
Like, they're cool, but it's just like, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, you're there to do a specific task, and
Yes.
that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So moving on. Power Rangers Zeo. Red Ranger Tommy. Green Ranger Adam. We get Jason to come back to be the Gold Ranger. which is one of my
Second Gold
favorite Ranger
Ranger.
costumes.
Yes,
I
it's
fucking
badass.
love it. Um, Pretty simplistic costumes with this one, pretty solid
Yeah.
colors. Um, didn't really like the Zords in this one.
I actually like them. So oddly enough, that was the second Zord I've ever actually had. I mean, outside of Mighty Morphin.
I don't know if I
Um,
ever had any Mighty Morphin Zord toys. I think I might have had some Zeo ones. I don't know if I had any Mighty Morphin toy Zords.
yeah,
Now, when we get
I
to later, I can talk to you about some Zord toys later. But I don't know if I had any Mighty Morphin ones.
I liked the Zeo Zord because you could actually change the head. Like
Oh, yeah.
each of them can actually pilot the Zord,
Yeah, that is
and when they
cool.
pilot, the head changed
Yeah,
with um their symbol essentially.
yeah,
However, they don't do it in the American version often, but it was something that in the Japanese version they did do
yeah,
quite frequently. But Zeo banging theme song for me, it's
yeah.
gonna be an ass man.
For me, like I said, didn't care for the Zords. If I'm working through my thought process here, seeing Tommy as the Red Ranger officially, everybody knew he was the leader. Poor Rocky, because Jason got his chance to be a leader, but when it swapped to Rocky, I don't feel like he ever really got his chance. He was always number two. Um,
And this one he became number 3.
yeah, yeah, actually he did. That's what I was trying to think, and that was the thing I think I never really realized as a kid. Like they have their numbers, but never realized. Oh, she's number one. She has just the one circle. It's
Yeah,
Zero two. She has the two thing.
two
Three
bars,
triangle.
three
Three.
triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I think little things like that are kind of really cool. The star
yeah,
five, and all that. But Jason being there, the Gold Ranger, because when I first initially looked at Zia, I think this is a B tier for me. It was good,
really.
B tier. But me thinking about that Gold Ranger, I'm a big Six Ranger fan.
Yeah, me too.
Once we get into some of these later seasons, you're gonna find out some of these, like some Six Rangers, are my favorite Rangers of all time.
Yeah,
I think Jason's gonna have me bump that Gold Ranger's gonna be bumping up to A tier. So I really like that. So I think that Zeo's gonna be A tier for me.
you got me thinking because okay, for me, Machine Empire, badass. It was
Yes.
so fucking cool.
Which have you seen the
Uh,
rumors that people think Machine Empire might be intertwined with the new movie?
I brought that up in my video, bro.
Was that okay?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
yeah,
I seen it somewhere else too that somebody said
yeah.
something about it.
Machine Empire, dope. Simplistic suit, yeah. Zords, yeah, could have been better. King for a Day, my favorite episode. So when the Machine Empire brainwashes Tommy thinking that
Okay, yeah,
he's the Machine Empire king and he's got to fight the Rangers.
that's pretty cool.
One of my favorite episodes. Introduction to the Gold Ranger and the transition of the power to Jason. Billy steps down as a ranger was also really cool. Obviously for other reasons that we're not going to discuss in this video. Um, let's see. Is it? You know what? I'm gonna bring it down. I think I'm gonna agree with you. A tier. Yeah. I'm trying to like other memorable moments. There's not that many, and their season finale. They grew. The Rangers themselves became the size of the Zord. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny, but kind of weird too. So, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll bring it. Yeah, I'm down for it being a A. Talk me out of it.
I gotta adjust these things because I didn't take into account putting these things in here are taller than the boxes, so it's kind of expanding them and I can't see some of them. So just one moment as I slightly adjust, so it's gonna make it look not as great. I'm gonna move that picture up. Yeah, let's move that up. Let's go. We'll show Tommy a little more. Um,
Uh, Zio also made me like Adam as a ranger a lot more.
yeah, I could see that.
Like, Adam's like one of my favorite rangers, like of all time now because of Zio.
So I could say the same thing, but I'm gonna say it about our next one, Power Rangers Turbo. Which this is hilarious. I actually have you watched the Power Rangers Turbo movie lately?
Yes, yes.
So
Every time it's on TV, I'll put it on just for
I
laughs.
want to say I watched it.
I feel like you can't do the Turbo series without watching the movie first.
That's another thing I was gonna throw in here. Like I gotta lump
Yeah.
the Turbo movie. I've
Yeah.
seen more. I've seen the Turbo movie more than I've seen the Turbo TV show. I'll say that too. I didn't really get a whole lot of TJ. I think his name was
Yeah.
as Red
Yeah.
Ranger. I didn't see a lot of that. My big Turbo was the movie, and I watched that movie religiously as a kid. Um, but I actually watched that movie recently, like within the last month or so. Just literally I got in a mood and was like, I don't what is I gotta find it. I googled it. It was on Hulu.
Okay.
I watched it on Hulu, threw it on the TV, laid in bed, watched it. There are some moments that movie. There's some moments, man, it hit me in my nostalgia so hard. The ship,
Yeah.
and it's moments you didn't really think. Like going into it, I had the moments that and it's weird. It's the dumbest little things that I remembered that hit me in my nostalgia that I didn't really think about going into the movie. One was the ship. I don't know why. Weren't even on it that long, but it
Yeah.
just something about that nostalgia and the backpacks that Tommy and Kat wore. I don't know why, but something about those backpacks when I remember for me as a kid, they were the coolest fucking things. And I don't know why. It was the dumbest thing. But
It
also
was also
the
go ahead,
funniest
go ahead.
the funniest thing is the scene where they stop for a second, him and Kat stop for a second. And also that movie, the pacing's much faster than I thought it was in my head.
Yeah, it is. It goes pretty fast.
Because you get to like, oh, this happened, now we're going to find Larigo. And it's like, there in my head as a kid, that was a whole 2 hour movie that happened before we got there. But the scene where Tommy fights the snake is comical. As a kid, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so scary, it's a snake, blah. And you watch it as an adult and how he goes about fighting. Like, Kat could have just, it was on her shoulders, she could have just went,
Yeah.
and moved. But you have this whole thing where Tommy's like over dramatic, which is a thing you do in Power Rangers. Over dramatic, Kat, don't move. Don't move. And he wrestles it and he wrestles it and just throws it and then rolls off of the thing. It's like, okay, I get it, but it was, which I think, no, he jumped off. Kat fell off. He jumped off after her. I think that's what it was. It was just hilarious.
Yeah, it was also I think it's probably that same scene was the first time they were going to do a other series Ranger morph because as she's falling down she goes into
Zeo.
mode
Yeah.
and then but hits the water and you never see it
Yeah.
and then never again then they get the
So,
new turbo powers.
That was something that I always thought about, like, was weird because she morphs and it's going down her body and then it gets almost to her feet. I believe it's how it went. And then she hits the
Yeah.
water and the morphing just stops.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was never explained why she didn't fully morph.
Yeah.
I was like,
Right.
that's so weird, but
Maybe probably to
story.
morph to break her fall essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
like I said, Power Rangers Turbo. I believe if I remember, if I remember right, I think I had Zord toys for this one. I think. I don't remember.
never did because I didn't really care for this one to be honest.
No,
For
these
Turbo.
Zords were cool, man. And the Zords have.
I mean, they were cool.
The Zords
They
have
were
the cool names. It was Desert Storm and
Turbo Power,
Yeah.
Desert Storm, Wind Chaser,
yeah.
Dune Star, Red Lightning.
Blue, was it?
Uh,
Was it
I
Blue?
can't remember fucking.
Was it Blue Mountain?
I think it's Blue Mountain. Yeah.
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 I'm trying to look at Power Ranger Turbo toys to see if it had them. Turbo.
They interconnected very well
Yes.
as well.
Yeah, I think I had these toys. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, because Wind Chaser splits in half.
Right.
And it becomes the arms. Yeah, I think I had those. It's weird the things you remember. Okay, so you put Turbo C tier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Turbo C tier for you. Okay. I think because of the movie and it being such an integral part, but will say, like I said, I didn't see probably half of the. I don't know where TJ took over, where those people came.
It was
in.
pretty much right after Zordon is captured.
Yeah.
Because they had that new person.
Oh,
I forgot her name.
it starts with a D because she somebody said she was Divatox's sister.
Sister, yeah. Yeah.
Also, Divatox top tier villain as well. I think she's different in the show than in the movie. I think it's a
Yeah.
different actress. I think there was
Yeah.
I read recently something about
She's
reasons behind
pregnant.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Divatox movie Divatox. Like I said, I don't remember enough of TV show Divatox. Movie Divatox, top 10. I mean, top tier villain. She's fantastic. I think I'm going for Turbo because of how big the movie was for me. Which again, I'm gonna put a C tier as well, just specifically because I didn't watch enough of the show.
Okay.
So I will put a C tier as well. I'm trying to keep an eye over here, see make sure everything looks good for the stream. Um, so Power Rangers Turbo ends. What's gonna happen? They go to space. Everybody, Justin stays behind, but everybody else goes to space because we at that time had a new Pink Ranger, new Yellow Ranger, new Green Ranger, new Red Ranger.
Now black.
Move over to a Black Ranger,
TJ
but
also got demoted like
TJ
Rocky
also got demoted.
red to blue. But in this case, so there's always a second in command. Obviously, Red was the leader.
Yes.
In case of Tommy and Mighty Morphin, Tommy was the leader, Red was second in command. In Zeo, Red to Green.
Yeah.
Turbo, it was the same thing. It was kind of red to green, but in space, because and in the Sentai, it is red to black. But in America, it's actually TJ was second in command, so blue became
Yeah.
second in command for in space.
Nice. In space, I watched more of In Space than I did Turbo.
Yes,
In
as he
Space,
should, because it was fucking awesome.
I love the weapons from In Space. I
Yes.
love the I loved everything. In Space was again one of it's a very good one. I don't know why that In Space stuck out with me so much, but like the cool little their helmets were cool, and then how you have the little thing that popped up on the center of their helmet, all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I loved In Space.
In space, end of the Zordon era as well, as
Yes.
has one of the best finales in my opinion. Countdown to Destruction. Um, I think they were oddly enough they tried ending Power Rangers a bunch of times. In Space was the first attempt to end Power
Really,
Rangers.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Which is why they did Countdown to Destruction. Um, and yeah, the suits are clean as hell.
Yes,
It's
I
they're
love
very
the
uniform, even
stripe
their
across with
yeah,
the
the
colors.
colors.
Yeah,
Um, story wise, the interconnection between Andros, Zane, and Astromina, who's one of the
yeah,
baddest villains ever, especially for a female
yeah,
lead villain. I mean, we had Divatox, right? But I think she's better than
yeah.
Divatox. Um,
Also, as I get it's put up right now, but do like I've always been partial to I don't know if partial is the right word. Like I have long hair. I gravitate towards people with long hair. So Andros having the long hair, like Tommy having the long hair, but Andros having the long hair with the like color
Streak.
strips.
Yeah.
What I was like as a kid, I just wanted that more than anything. It would just be like, let me grow my hair out and have the streaks. Like let me have Andros hair, and they're like, no, okay, no,
No.
you're not doing that, okay. Shit, Andros is he's up there with some of my favorite Rangers as well.
Plus, In Space was the first time they introduced battleizer modes.
I did not know. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Yep. So,
That's
I
really
mean,
cool too.
they're gonna In Space is probably gonna go top of my A tier for me right now.
Okay, where do I put
They had a
space?
lot of the. I mean, Power Rangers is a toy ad, but
Yeah.
they had some of the cool fucking toys ever too.
Yes. Carlos. That was his name, right?
Yes, Carlos. Yeah.
I like Carlos was another one of my favorites. I really like Carlos. Um, what was the Pink Ranger's name?
Cassie.
Cassie. Yes, she's one of my favorites as well. In space for me, talking it up a lot. I think I'm gonna put it B tier though. I think I'm gonna put it B tier. Yeah, because I got a couple. I'm looking down the list, and I got a couple more that are gonna be up there, but see, In Space is that fringe A B tier. That one's
Oh,
tough.
also
If I put
in
okay,
space.
but if I put Zio A tier, I will change it. It's gotta go. It's
Okay,
gotta go. It's gotta go A tier. If I
I
put
was gonna
Zio A
say
tier, I gotta
also
put Space A tier.
in space also. Not only they had Astromina as a bad guy, but they introduced the Psycho Rangers, which was an evil team that they haven't done in quite
I
some time.
okay.
And the Psycho Rangers are one of the coolest and most evilest teams. It took 2 series to kill them off for good. Just
Okay,
saying.
you opened up a whole can of memories and worms. In Space might be borderline S tier for me. I forgot about those. Those outfits are some of the coolest
Yes.
things, and just that whole that dynamic of those two. I'm gonna leave. Okay, I will. It's bumping up in A tier. I'll say that it's bumping
I
up
mean,
in A tier.
after we're done, obviously we can kind
Yeah.
of
Yes.
reassess everything.
But that is something that I completely forgot about. Was this that does bump it up a lot for me for sure. So that's a good. I'm glad you brought that up because that's something that I did forget about. But legitimately is one of my favorite things in Power Rangers. Those outfits are so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Um, but then moving on, we're in space. What's after space? The galaxy, obviously. Got to go further. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. I'm gonna say it. Didn't care for this one. This one didn't click for me.
It was tough, right? If you think about it now, right? As I mentioned, in space they were thinking about ending it. This was the end of the Zordon era.
Yeah.
And now you're kind of like, well, how the hell do we kind of follow this up? Um, the Zords, the look, they were cool. Um, Story-wise, Drakina has probably one of the most character growth as the villain because she was pretty vain. She only
Yeah.
cared about her looks. And up until the Rangers that killed her father is when she decided to give up beauty for power. And at the end, she was pretty formidable, like hardcore. I mean, she almost killed Leo. Leo had to close range battleize her ass to kill her. Um, it also gives us the first death of a ranger. Um, Kendricks was dealing with, I think, cancer during shoots, so they had to essentially kill off her character.
I didn't know
And
any of that.
Corone, who was Astromeda, became actually the second Pink Ranger.
I do
Um,
remember that, I think.
so, but I mean, Kendricks does come back. I forget when they kind of bring her back. It might have been in Lightspeed Rescue, where she kind of gets revived essentially. Um, yeah, because it was the crossover. So the two crossovers. So Galaxy actually had two really good crossovers. They had one with In Space. That was when they defeated the Psycho Rangers for good. However, that was the same episode that Kendricks dies. Um, and then they had a crossover with Lightspeed, which I think revives Kendricks. So, um, it doesn't hit all of the right notes for
Yeah.
me. Um, I'm trying to think.
I'm not on my phone being disrespectful. I'm looking up the names of these Rangers to remember exactly who was who.
There's Leo, Kai, Damon,
Yeah.
Kendricks,
Because I remember some of
and
them, but like I said, this was one that I didn't watch a lot of.
yeah,
Because
I'm
I
trying
get
to
it, just
think.
didn't really click for me. It's not F tier.
No,
I
no,
think I
no.
will put it C tier though. Because I got
Yeah,
some of these other ones I'm looking at that I know for sure F tier, and Lost Galaxy is not F tier. I'll say that.
I think I'd probably put it above Turbo. I don't know if it's my B though. I don't.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of other ones on here that I like more than Galaxy. So I think I'm probably gonna put for now. I'm put it in C.
Yeah, it's still gonna be below Turbo for me, but I think it is a C. I'll call it a C tier one. Um, Now we get our first. I think this is our first like actual full on. I guess you could. Well, no, they're not really police in this one, are they? Would you say more? I don't know if you call them police.
They're government workers.
Yeah, I guess that's the right way to say it. But this is another one going into Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. This is another one where a movie influenced me heavily with this one. Um, have you seen the Lightspeed Rescue movie? I'm assuming you have. There's a movie for this one, isn't there?
No, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure there is.
I don't remember a movie for this one.
Hold on. I'm looking it up. I would use my computer for Google, but I'm using screen capture over there. So, speed rescue. I can't spell rescue. Movie. I'm pretty sure there was a movie. Yeah, Lightspeed Rescue video 2000. Wait, is that it? The origin of how the Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue Team and their respective Zords, weapons, allies, enemies is told in full-length feature.
No, I do not remember that at
This
all.
one got a. It actually got a. It got a 7.5 out of 10. It was 1 hour and 10 minutes long. Yeah. So because I remember because this is one that I've seen more of the movie than I have the
So,
series. Yeah, because in the movie there's no Six Ranger, but there
right,
is in the this is a Titanium Ranger, right?
correct. This was
Yes.
also the first American Ranger created. There
Really, I
is no
didn't know that.
there is no Titanium Ranger in GoGo 5.
Nice, I did not know that. Yeah, man, Joel Rawlings. Oh man, chat. Yeah, this. So this is another one that go watch the movie. It's a good movie. I need to go back and watch it again to remember everything. But I do remember this is a good movie. This is one that I enjoyed a lot. This is one that I don't think we've talked about a lot. Morphing sequence
Yes. I was just about to
is
say they've got one of the coolest ones.
like the whole hand motion into the like where
Yeah.
they pull it in and then throw it out, and it's their their like face shield
Yeah.
symbol thing, and then they go through it, and it show awesome. I love it.
This was actually one of the morphers I actually did have growing up.
I had the titan. I did have I had the titanium morpher. I don't think I had their actual morpher because their actual morpher had a
Oh,
little thing that kicked out. I
yeah,
believe.
it kicked out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had the. I did
Like a
have the titanium.
sidekick.
Yeah, I had the. Yes, exactly. I had the titanium morpher that slid up, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I had a titanium morpher for this one. I'm trying to think if I had any morphers for the other ones. In space, also, if we're gonna talk, like if we're gonna just highlight morphers, in space had a cool morpher. I loved their
Yes, it
morpher.
did. It did.
Um, I don't. I never had a Z turbo morpher. I do love the turbo morphers. The key into the
Yeah,
morpher.
key, but
I
yeah.
always like that a lot. But yeah, I had to get for this one. I had the titanium morpher. But for me, because of the movie again, Lightspeed Rescue is a solid B tier for me.
You see, I was thinking about putting Rescue in B tier. Because actually I did enjoy it. I mean, we get the first American created Titanium Ranger. His story was really cool. The I think the bad guys were there mutants in this one?
Let me look.
Is it mutants? Or is mutants Time Force?
Mutants is
'Cause,
Time
yeah,
Force. Time Force
mutants
is
is Time Force.
yeah. Um,
Um
this is the one that they have the Yeah, okay, I remember this. I don't know if they're mutants, but they do look more just like big monsters. Yeah, I remember that. Like, cause the one of them, from the movie, the main one's like this big gold, like demon looking
yeah.
monster.
Yeah, he's the demon that actually takes Ryan because the dad needed to save his kids because they fell off a cliff,
Yeah.
and the demon took Ryan until his 18th birthday. Then he showed back up and then became the ranger and blah blah blah. And
Oh,
he's the same demon
Vipra.
that yes. Oh yeah, yeah, Viper. Yeah,
Vipra.
yeah. Okay. And then the demon
Diabolico
helps
was the. Is,
Diabolical. Yes.
yes.
Diabolical helps the Rangers in the finale because Diabolical wasn't about like, yeah, he was evil, but he was very loyal and honorable. And the big bitch that took over Diabolical,
Queen Benchira.
yeah,
Is that
he's
her?
like, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah. So the movie was more. There was no not Queen Benchira wasn't really in the movie. It was Diabolico, Vipra, and then this guy who I it doesn't show his name. I'm gonna show the camera, but I don't think you really see it. That guy with the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
glasses and the I don't remember his name.
I
Um,
don't, I don't even remember him being on the show though, to
yeah, he
be
might not
honest.
have. It might have been a movie thing. I remember him in the movie. I'm trying to find his name now. Jinxer. That's it. Yep, Jinxer was his like. He might have just been a movie only. I'm not sure. Um, yeah, I like Viper a lot too. Um, but yeah, like I said, Lightspeed is it's a good one. Now we have some cops. I believe they were time cops, right?
Yeah, so the original team, yeah, they're from the future. They come to the present day to fight Rancic.
Yep. Yep.
Um, Rancic also actor that I would consider a actual big time actor joining a Power Ranger series because he was in Mad Max 2,
Nice.
the Mel Gibson version, Vernon Wells. Um, Plus he was badass. Like he
Yes.
was just a fucking badass villain. The Rangers were really cool. I love them coming from the um, future to the past. Wes Jason Font playing technically two versions of himself.
Yeah.
Alex from the future. Um, First real or second love story between Wes and Jen since Tommy and Kim.
Yep.
First actual love story that they've played throughout the entire series. Eric Myers, right? Is Myers his last name? Well, Eric being the Quantum Ranger,
Quantum
fucking
Ranger.
badass. Um, but definitely one of the best, in my opinion. Time
You're right.
Force is
It is Eric Myers.
uh, Time Force is an S tier for me.
Also love just the minor differences they did because like you get two Red Rangers and it's almost the exact same suit except
This
for the white
the
is the
symbol,
black and
black, yeah,
the bottom of the triangle on the helmet and the chest is like
jagged,
kind of jagged.
yeah.
So I thought that was really
So,
cool. Where did you
so
put Time Force?
I put S
S tier for
Time
Time
Force.
Force.
Yes.
So Time Force is one I didn't watch. Again, I didn't watch a lot of. It was good, not a favorite. Time Force is a C tier for me. This is our first big difference.
Wow.
First big difference here is Time Force is it's a C tier for me. It's good. It's
Wild.
okay. It's okay, but I do see this. It's above Galaxy for me, but it is below Turbo for me. Just for historical significance in my life,
Whoa.
it's below Turbo. And it's above Galaxy, but below Turbo for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Blasphemy. One thing I did like also about the show was when they defeated the monster of the week, they like shrunk to like little
Yeah.
toy form and they put them
Yeah.
in the little
Yeah.
um, ice capsule so that they can send them back to the
But I will
future.
say, if I remember right, I think Rancid had one of the best villain arcs in this
Yes.
show. Because
Yes.
by the end of the show, he was a good guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he was repent. He
Yes.
started to repent. Yeah.
Yes. So one of the best villain arcs from this one.
Yes. Yes.
Um, moving on. Power Rangers Wild Force. I'm gonna stop before you say anything. It's instant. This is one of my favorite, if not arguably my favorite Power Ranger series of all time.
Really.
Yes.
I love Wild Force. I absolutely love Wild Force. This is actually the first series that they transitioned halfway from Fox Kids to ABC Kids.
Nice.
So this is when Disney bought uh, Power
Okay.
Rangers from Saban
I didn't know that
first go
either.
around. I loved Wild Force. I love the Zords. Uh,
Arguably some of my
they're
favorite. This
The
is
fucking amount of combinations that they had was
yeah,
so fucking cool.
this options. This is why
Yes.
I loved Wild Force so much as options. I think I got two
Yeah, you
Power
got
Ranger stickers on here.
yeah.
I seen the Wild Force sticker. This was the only Wild Force sticker in the batch of stickers that he got, and I jacked it immediately. I was like I told him, I said all these other stickers you look at, if you want any of those back, let me know. You can have them. Not that one.
Just not that one.
Not that one.
Um,
And if we're talking favorite Rangers all time, if we're ranking Rangers, maybe that's something we do down the line. It's hard for me to tell you that Merrick's not my number one favorite Ranger of all time.
wow, that's
Yes.
interesting.
Yes.
Um,
I loved him
yeah.
coming in, the evil, bad
evil,
guy, the
yeah.
moon, the wolf stuff, but then he had his own 3 Zords.
yes.
Like, I know everybody in this was getting multiple Zords, like it was cool, like, and I really like how they did this where everybody bonded with, oh, we found this new animal Zord, who bonds with it?
Yes.
And
Yeah,
I thought,
so that was really cool. A really cool dynamic that they did for this was it was never the power given to them. The Zord, the animal chose
yes,
the wielder essentially.
yes, yes, and that was so cool to me. And then you have, okay, we got flip phones as our morphers. How's that
Yeah.
not fucking cool?
Yeah.
Cool morph again. One of my favorite morphing sequences. All wild access thing. The animation was so cool. I don't know how it's said, the hero speech you give, that the Rangers give as they're they're morphing, and roaring lion, soaring
Yeah.
eagle, surging shark, iron bison. Dude, I was so proud of myself. I thought I remembered them all.
Surfing shark,
No,
noble
surging.
tiger.
I think it was surging shark.
Surging,
Noble
yeah.
tiger. That was the one I
Noble
forgot. Noble
tiger.
tiger. Also, because I didn't watch the Alien Rangers, this was my first time getting really seeing an alternate to the Pink Ranger. We get
Yes.
the White Ranger as the Pink Ranger.
With the pink accents.
Yes,
though.
the pink accents. This and it, like I said, if you want to talk about toys, I had them all.
I did have a lot of Wild Force toys.
The Animus Zords. Can you forget
Dope.
about those? The Black
That was
Lion
dope.
with that. Oh,
Yes.
dude. Oh,
It was dope. Animus was a dick though.
true.
He's like, society is terrible. I'm going to align myself with Master Org essentially,
Yeah.
and take your Zords away from you.
Yeah.
Which was a fucking curveball in a storyline like
Yeah.
that. That was bogus as shit.
But like, but like I said, going back to Merrick, this guy comes in, Evil Ranger, turns into the Good Ranger. This crazy history that he has with, I can't remember, Princess. It was on the tip of my tongue. The princess, I know, I can't remember her name. The history that they had, ancient history that they had together, and then he gets his 3 Zords. Like, you get this guy that just comes in with 3 Zords: the alligator, the wolf, and the hammerhead shark. Dude, it's
he does have the coolest sword.
Yeah, his weapon,
Zord.
the pull thing that he did with his,
Yeah.
where
The pew cue, the
Oh.
pool cue. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
dude.
pretty cool.
dude. I mean, again, this is, if you want to talk about favorite Rangers, this is everything about this, and this is one thing that me and my brother agree on. Wild Force is it. My brother's a massive Lightspeed Rescue fan too. So if he sees me ranking Lightspeed Rescue at B, we're probably gonna have to fight. But I might also redeem myself with the instant Wild Force being S tier is just, it's a no question for me, no brainer. There, I could go on for fucking ever about the things I love in Wild Force. It's amazing.
Not to mention, they had the anniversary episode that had all of Forever Red in.
Yeah,
That was also a great episode. They had a crossover with Time Force, which
Yep.
was cool. Man, like it's high up there. I'm like
the
I'm
way
stuck.
the way their weapons combined is awesome. Like you said, the countless number of Zord combinations. Oh, let's pop off this thing. Let's put the giraffe on.
Yeah,
Dude, so cool.
I liked how also
The Congo
they
Zords.
were all fucking like orbs.
The little balls,
The
yeah,
Zords,
that
yeah.
you put into their
The
their sword, their
sabers.
dagger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, again, it's one of my, it's like I said, arguably could be my favorite series of Power Rangers ever.
Right now, I'm putting Wild Force at the top of my A tier.
I
But
can't.
it's like right there.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah. And I'm gonna move Wild as out of these. I think Wild Force is number one. I love everything about it. It's great. Moving in, moving on. Power Rangers Ninja Storm. And if you can't tell, this is my genre that just this is the years that just hit me where I stuck
yeah,
because I'm having trouble with this one a little bit. But actually no, I'm not. It's S tier for me as well.
interesting.
And this one was like, and I believe if I'm looking through this right, yeah, this one was such a big revolutionary thing for me. We get 3 Rangers to start instead of 5. We got a male Yellow Ranger and the female Blue Ranger. The Ninja School is so fucking cool. Lothar is
Yes.
the awesome bad guy. Just the whole thing that they do with all of that with Lothar and all of his little henchmen. I love the little I don't know what we call them, the equivalent of their putties.
Yeah.
Are one of my I don't remember what they're called in this one, but they're some of my favorite of those little henchmen guys. Um, Also, I'm partial because my name's Blake, and this is the first time I got a Power Ranger named Blake, which was really fucking cool to me. Hunter and Blake, they came in the Thunder Rangers. That's fucking awesome. That's so cool. The dark red and the dark blue, the maroon and the navy,
Crimson.
crimson and the navy. As you can tell, I was a Blake fan. I was more than, but also, again, one of my favorite Six Rangers. Cam being the Samurai Ranger, the story of how he got the samurai power, all of that stuff, fantastic. I love Ninja Storm. Also, really cool Zords. The lightning mode, when you go down to the lightning mode, again had that toy. It had the little lightning mode toy. Because I remember this toy, you did. I didn't. I don't think I had the Zords that you put together. I had it came as the toy, the lightning mode toy, and like the little curved swords that came with it.
Yeah.
And then it had the pieces that you could put on it to make it the full Megazord. Like it had like the line piece you put on the shoulder to make it bigger and all that to make it look like the actual Megazord, and then you could just take it all off again and make it lightning mode. So yeah, if you could tell my years that I really hit my Power Ranger stride, we're in them, boy. This is it.
So all the way up to these next three are like hard hitters for
Yes,
me. So
like I said, these are
uh,
the four.
yeah,
These are the
yeah.
four.
These are like the hardcore, like, oh man, I'm like, this is probably where I'm gonna struggle the most kind of placing them.
Yeah,
Yeah, so like you said, the unconventional three-time starter, first time in the American series, um, not for Japan. They had one called Sun Vulcan, and that was just legit 3 people, that's it. So they didn't even have uh complimentary rangers for that
really.
series. Um,
I don't know a lot about Japan, anything that happened in Japan, because I didn't grow up a lot with the internet, so I didn't. I was just stuck with what was on TV.
Ninja Storm, one of my favorites, has one of the best lines when very early on, I think it was Dustin asked, not our dumb bitch Dustin.
No, no, cool,
Um,
Dustin.
yes, was like, who do we tag? And uh, Shane was like, anyone that's not wearing a primary color. One of the best lines ever.
That's very true. That is a good one.
Let's see.
Good
I
weapons in this one too.
yeah,
I love their swords that turn. You can turn them into the guns, but the ninja swords are really cool.
yes.
Dustin's
Very
hammers.
functional.
Also, the elemental aspect of this was really cool. I'm a big sucker for the elemental stuff. So that was another thing. Dustin being able to do his ninja stuff and then surf through the ground pretty
Yeah.
much. That was really cool. Like all that. I'm a big sucker for that elemental type of stuff as well, and that was really cool. Another cool aspect to this.
Yes. I am putting Ninja Storm in A tier for now. All your points are very valid, and I agree with all of them 100%. But Ninja Storm for me is not better than Wild Force.
Yeah.
I can let it edge over in space for sure. but
Like I said, this is my stride, and again,
yeah,
it goes, and it's funny because it's literally it goes into these four, where these extra auxiliary sixth rangers are
game
some of my
changers.
favorite rangers of all time. I love
Yes.
Merrick. I love Cam. Going into the next one, we're gonna have a couple more that we talk about, and I mean this. It's great.
Yes. Cam is definitely one of my favorite Sixth Rangers.
Also, it's
Plus, he's got lightning mode. Motherfucker's got two
that's
modes.
so fuck. It's so cool. Just fucking.
Like,
Oh, dude, the first time that he
ooh,
fucking clips, like hits that button and drops the thing off, and you see the weight vest, like Dragon
breaks
Ball Z
it.
weight vest, just collapses
Yes.
into the ground. And you're like, and the spin of the helmet, and it's like, what a. Fuck, take all my money. Like, this is
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so you put on A tier, above space, below Bond Force,
Yes.
and I see you're still struggling with it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to revisit when we're at the end. I am very. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do it right now. I'm going to put Wild Force into S, and Ninja Storm will be my first
Okay, okay.
A.
I mean, I can't disagree with you. Can't disagree with you. Moving on. The
Dino Thunder,
the
though.
return of Tommy Oliver. Power Rangers
It
Dino
doesn't
Thunder.
matter.
Again, we're getting the
You gotta go back to what you're best known for. Fucking making Robo Dinos, bro.
true.
Capitalize on that market. Everybody loves dinosaurs.
Um
But yeah, the return of Tommy is a big deal for this series. Um,
Fantastic story of how you get Tommy to come back. Now he's a teacher at a school. He's teaching about dinosaurs. He's doing the discovery. One of the better bad guys in this one too, because he play
Mesogog is a fucking beast.
and you play
Literally.
literally, yes, and you played the both sides of it because he's Trent's
Anton
dad.
Mercer. Yeah.
Yeah, he's Trent's dad, and then okay, now he's the Mets guy, and then you have the two, I can't remember the names off the top of me, but the two people below him, the one that has the beef with Tommy, and
Yeah.
then and the lady, I can't remember her name. She's the principal at the school, but she's evil the
Yep.
whole time, and she knows Tommy. It's awesome. Um, but again, if we're talking about it, talking about favorite Rangers, I don't know if you know Trent. That White Ranger.
Trent as a character, kind of average. Uh, the Dino Thunder White Ranger itself,
Yes,
fucking awesome.
that's more of what I was. Yes, the white with the red. I don't know what you I don't know what you call the lens,
Visor.
whatever. Yeah, visor. That's probably a better word for it. The white with the red, and then just the black, and then the little armor thing, the chest piece that he wore over his sword. I had the sword. So Donald Thunder was another one we had toys for him. We did. I don't think we didn't have morphers, but I had the Trent's sword, and my brother had the Brachio staff, the
Okay. Yeah.
Tommy's sword. So we
Yeah.
had both of those, and they were both very cool. But I mean, nothing beat Trent's weapon is one of my favorite weapons as well. Like it's up there with Merrick and his sword and everything that he had. Um, as far as I mean, Dino Thunder, I'm kind of in the same boat with you. Like, is it high A or is it S?
Dino Thunder's S for me.
Yeah,
I just love dinosaurs. The Return of Tommy. He had a great episode, which he had to fight past forms of himself.
yes,
Fantastic episode when he's captured. So right before he becomes the Black Ranger
yeah,
and he gets captured, and they go through a rundown of the Power Ranger history.
yeah,
Awesome. Mesogog, one of the coolest villains. And if you think about it, because they were doing a whole Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing with
yeah,
him, imagine if Mesogog got rid of Anton Mercer a long time ago
yeah,
because they were still combined when he defeated Lothor, who was one of the
yeah,
powerful ninjas
yeah,
in the world and villains. And he clapped him like immediately.
yeah,
And it wasn't until he at towards the end, right, where he got rid of Anton and became the whole full dinosaur and
Yeah.
absorbed all of the energems. But
Whoa, that's
yeah,
later.
like yeah, I mean, well, later, like yeah,
Well, no, the
but or
energy
whatever they're
things.
called. Yeah, the
Yeah.
energems later,
Dino
whatever
gems.
the dino gems. Yes,
Yeah.
absorbed the five, bro,
Yeah.
and one of the coolest finales too. I really like the finale for
Yeah.
that
And
too. So
I love this one how the morphers, like they're the bands with the big crystal in it, and then it turns into
yeah,
the
into the
morpher.
morpher. Yeah,
Also, great morphing sequence with this one, and then you get Tommy bringing back the key into the morpher. The little raptors that they run around on before, I believe that's before they get their
yeah,
bikes, is the little raptor
yeah,
things. It's
yeah.
again just great. It's awesome. I think this was another one
Um,
that had a bunch of extra Zords too, right?
yes, it
Yeah,
did.
yeah. Anytime you put in extra Zords, I'm in.
Yeah. Very cool. First one, they transitioned right from ABC Kids to Jetix. Do you remember the Jetix channel? I don't know if you
I
got
don't.
that in the South.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't
it was
remember that one.
Jetix.
I don't remember that
Jetix, and
one.
then they always kept changing it. It was like Jetix, ABC
Yeah, I remember
Family,
ABC Family.
Toon Disney. Those were all of them before after Jetix
Yeah,
that they transitioned there. It's still Disney though. Still Disney.
yeah. Um, so Power Rangers Down Thunder both S tier for us, and now we're getting into some actual cops. Space
Yes.
Patrol Delta, Power
Well,
Rangers.
half the team were legit cops. Two
True,
of them were actual criminals,
true, true. But
which
so
was also a different change that they kind of added too, was having criminals become the heroes essentially.
yeah. Um, going back to these stickers that I have on, because I only put two on my cup. I had a couple of that I took from him. There's one here that I'm going to show you that I argued with my brother about because he um, thought I was wrong, but it's not a historically, unless it is, and you might know this more than I do because you know more about Power Rangers than I do. But I don't believe this is ever an actual Ranger. I think they kind of messed this one up because it's a Red Ranger that has the Dino Thunder background and the Dino Thunder thing on his chest, which I don't remember if they actually had on their chests. But then he has the shoulder plates, like kind of like Tommy had as a Black Ranger. But then he has Jason's helmet, or the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger helmet, with
Yeah,
a gold streak on it. Just
that's
something
just the
they randomly threw together. They combined
yeah,
like
that's
three or
that's
four
fan
Rangers,
made.
and yeah.
Yeah, that's fan
Um,
made.
but if we're gonna talk about favorite Rangers, and I believe I still have this toy somewhere. And what's funny is this toy. I'm gonna show you a sticker of the toy that I had, and this guy ran the fucking gambit in my toy professional wrestling promotion. Like I used him in that. Okay, when I was running,
That's fucking hilarious.
my wrestling, when I had all my wrestling toys, whatever. This was a toy, and I will say because of how the toy was made, super kick was his finisher because he was the best and most flexible toy at doing a super kick. This dude was throwing super kick parties before the Young Bucks knew what a super kick party was. Again,
Augie Kruger.
with one of
Yeah.
my favorite Rangers of all time, one of my favorite weapons, big sword fan, but
Whoa.
this is up there with one of my favorite Rangers of all time. I love that Ranger. Was it? I don't remember what it was. There's called the Shadow Ranger. Yeah,
Shadow Ranger.
Shadow Ranger. That's an awesome name as well. For me, I don't have as much love for SPD as I do for Dino Thunder and Ninja Storm, but it is still an A tier for me.
Yeah, SPD's actually gonna take the top A for me.
I think it's going to take my top A one as well. Because there are a lot of things in here that I really enjoyed. You get the power struggle thing that happened between Sky and I don't remember the Red Ranger's name. What was his name? Oh, the Blue Ranger's name was Sky.
Jack.
Was it Jack?
Yeah.
But the power struggle that happened between them, Sky learning that he was a Blue Ranger and that he had to make the bet, hey, this isn't a demotion, this isn't whatever, how he learned all that, like the struggle they went through. The powers that they had was really cool. The weapons, I feel like they were really cool. The little gun, the Red Ranger guns that combine into the one gun. Oh, it's so cool.
This was also one that took place in the future too.
Yes, and the cool
Still
the
before
badges
Time
that they
Force,
had,
though.
the little badges
Yes.
that they're more for bad. Oh, it's so cool. Again, this is a good one for me.
They also had a lot of auxiliary rangers
Yes,
too. I mean, Shadow Ranger was a mainstay for sure, but then they had fuck, what was his name? From the future. Came back, he was the technically then he was the legit sixth ranger, the Omega Ranger, I think it was.
yes, yes,
Omega Ranger. He was technically the sixth ranger because it actually had the V1 on his
yes,
jersey. Like, also, I love their uniforms too because they were all
yes,
numbered too,
yes.
which was really cool.
Yeah, I like
Uh,
their things where they had the numbers. The Omega Ranger with here's the white and the blue and the
yeah,
gold.
yeah. Uh,
Um,
Cat was a ranger for one episode,
yep,
which was really cool. Um, I think there was an orange one as well for like.
that was Cat. Cat had the
Okay,
orange.
that
She
was
she
Cat.
was
Yeah,
white and had the orange accents. I'm looking at
right.
this picture here. Here, I'm just gonna send this in our Discord. Um, Here, let me pull that up. So there's that picture. That's the one I'm looking at currently. Um,
Yeah, Squad A.
yeah.
There's the power struggle there because Squad A decided to go rogue and they were bad guys.
Also, little green looking Space Ranger there, Space Ranger helmet with the green instead of the black. I like that.
Yep.
But then you
Yep.
have the Ranger that's to the right, to our left, his right
Yeah.
of the Shadow Ranger. I don't remember
Yeah,
what
she
she
was
was.
also from the future.
Yeah.
Um, Only for a little bit though. She came with that dude though.
I like the
Uh,
touch. I like the touch. The little touch of the Omega Ranger having the little mic piece on his on his little where his mouth is. I thought that was really cool.
yeah. Um, yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a good series. I like this one a lot. There's one actor in this series that is used for like a bunch of series after this.
It's
He's
he's the is he the maintenance man?
yes, the
Yeah.
maintenance man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
he's used it a lot after this, which I think this is where they start to. Which I don't know if they start because they've done it throughout the show, but I know Ninja Storm, one of Lothor's. I think they were his nieces.
yeah.
Both of them have been. Both of them were used a lot past Ninja Storm as well.
They were used in Dino Thunder.
Yes,
One of them was.
yes, was also a bad guy, but they've also been Rangers post Ninja Storm as well. I don't remember where exactly. I want to say SPD might be one of them, but I'm not 100% sure. Um, Ninja. I need to get their actress names to pull it up. Blue Wind Ranger. Nope. Yeah, Mara and Capri.
Yes.
Um,
Mara was Cassidy in Dino Thunder.
yeah.
She was the
Yes.
one that
Yes.
Ethan liked. Yeah.
Like the bulk and skull of
Yeah.
of that. Um, but I feel like they were used somewhere else too. Capri. See if she was used somewhere else. Maybe not. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that after Wild Force, sets for Power Rangers moved to New Zealand.
I didn't know that either. Okay, maybe not. I know the one was used in Dino Thunder. I thought they were used as Rangers too. Maybe they weren't. There's somebody else that was though. Might be later that somebody was used as a bad guy or they were a bad guy, then they were into a good guy. Um. Okay, moving on. Here's where we start to go down for me, at least. Power
Uh,
Rangers, Mystic Force.
I thought this one was cool. I mean, magic. but like it wasn't anything wild for me. Um, I'm putting in B. After so starting here, they've had the whole one of the Rangers doesn't know their past or their parents,
Yeah.
and it ends up turning out that Red Ranger's parents was the White Queen Udana who makes them Rangers, and then is it Korag, I think, which was the wizard knight dude was actually his father. So
Oh, yeah.
like yeah, this is I think about like the first time they did that where they had like, hey, we don't know anything about this person's the hero's past, and it gets all revealed later on. Mystic Force is just there for me.
Yeah.
Um, they had a lot of cool Zords and everything like that. I think it probably would edge out Lost Galaxy for me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, do I even want to put it?
So
Yeah,
for
yeah, I'm gonna leave it at B for me.
so for me, I will say cool outfits, cool helmets. I like their helmets, like the bull on the Green Ranger helmet and the butterfly and all that. Really like that. That's about where it stops. I didn't like the magic. It's not that I didn't like the magic. I didn't like the morphers. The morphers didn't really do it for me for this one. And it just for this is where I started to
For
fall.
one, they're ones. It's just like Harry Potter.
True, but also not. Um, this one it skated F tier, but after looking at what we have to come, it's a solid. I'll put it at bottom of C tier.
Okay, okay.
Um, so I will put it at bottom of C tier because it's not as bad as some of the things that we have to come, but it didn't really click with me.
All right, fair.
So
Uh, well, Operation F for me.
so this one is gonna be. I'm gonna put this one in a not watched. I don't think I watched enough of this one to actually give it a ranking.
It, it,
I
you
don't
don't have to
know.
watch it.
I don't know enough about this one to actually to say anything. So I'll put that one in not watched. You put it in F instantly. No, even not
Yes,
even any conversation. No
there
cat.
is only one good episode, and it's a two-parter, and it's the Once a Ranger um
Is it? Do
episode.
they bring in other Rangers that make it
Yes,
cool?
yes, because the morphing grid is destroyed because apparently there's a spawn of Rita and Zed. Forgot his name. Is the bad guy. Destroys the morphing grid, so the current Rangers cannot morph. So they call past Rangers to come in. So you had Adam come
Well,
back.
don't they still access the same morphing grid? Isn't that the kind of the?
No, no.
Oh, okay,
Adam comes back as the leader. Tori comes back from Ninja Storm.
nice.
Kira comes back from Dino Thunder. Xander comes back from Mystic Force, which is green.
Hmm.
And then the last one was Kit from SPD. But this time he's no longer green. He's been promoted in the timeline,
Yeah.
and he's actually red.
Okay.
Yes. So Sky had so from his at that point in the timeline when Kit comes back, Sky's promoted to Doggy Kruger's position,
Okay.
and then Kit becomes the Red Ranger by default. So, yeah, that's the only worth watching episode.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Um, was that his name? Kit?
Yes. Kit Bridge. It's Bridge. Sorry, Bridge.
Um, yeah. Okay.
Kit
Bridge
was the
Carson.
dog. Yeah, Bridge. It's
Yes.
Bridge. Kit was the dog.
Because you said it, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. I don't think that's right. Also, the dog was awesome. Oh yeah, because there's literally a video here. Why Bridge is red? I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember seeing him in the red outfit, the red SPD like uniform.
Yes.
Um, Power Rangers Jungle Fury.
First Purple Ranger, badass motherfucker.
Yes.
I actually
Um,
really like this series a lot. The morphers are kind of a little hokey.
Yep.
Sunglasses.
Yep.
But also they introduced the Spirit Rangers, which was an American. I thought those were badass. So it was the elephant, the bat, and
I was just looking at this the other day. It's
um
something water.
yeah, is it a shark? Is it a shark?
I
I think
think
it's a
so.
shark. Um, but yeah, those are American creations. The Jungle Masters in spirit form can become rangers,
Yes.
which is really cool.
Yeah. Shark, bat, and elephant. Correct. So post, I want to say, yeah, post SPD is where I really kind of fell off of it. It was, you get to the age where Power Rangers isn't really cool anymore. It's kind of a kiddie
Yeah,
show, and I kind
yeah.
of fell off of it. And then I became an adult ish, late teens, early 20s, whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to try to watch some of these seasons that I missed. This is one of the last seasons that I actually enjoyed. And I fucking loved it. I loved Power Rangers Jungle Fury. It was great. I'm going to put it I mean, not S tier. I'm going to put it A tier behind SPD. And the only reason I'm putting it behind SPD is because the one thing you mentioned, I didn't like the morphers.
Yeah, they were
But
pretty ass.
but the whole evil Black Ranger lion guy,
Tai Chi, yeah,
so cool, so
yeah.
cool. All that was cool. But I enjoyed everything else. Though, and then again, kind of a thing that Merrick being my favorite ranger. What kind of ranger is he? He's a Wolf Ranger.
He's a Wolf Ranger, yeah.
Purple Wolf Ranger. I got a thing right
Even the
here.
Rhino was cool too.
Yes, it was really. But there was like a period of time in my life where still have one somewhere around here. I don't know where it's at. Where like wolf was my favorite animal, and I collected like wolf things. Like, I had all kinds of like that's what people got me for gifts was wolf things. I have a thing around here that I got from my grandma. That is no longer with us. She's been gone for a while, but she got me a thing, and it's like a wolf statue on like a rock howling. So anything wolf, I always clung to. So when you give me a purple, I always like the color purple, a purple Wolf Ranger, I'm in. Cool, awesome, fantastic. I like how everybody was a cat until you get to him, like all the jaguar and the cheetah, all that kind of stuff. The lion, it's all really cool. And then you get the Wolf Ranger, and then the Rhino and all that. It's really cool. And like you said, the Spirit Rangers, awesome. Um, I actually seen a picture. Another thing, I got a lot of Power Ranger stuff that pops up in my newsfeed now since all the Jason David Frank stuff happened. But it was like I think it was a Green Ranger, like best of green kind of art kind of picture, and that's why I seen the Elephant Ranger on there, and I was like,
Yeah,
and it for some reason I always knew I liked Jungle Fury, but I forgot about the Spirit Rangers. And I seen that, and I was like, "What is that?" Obviously, you can look at it and tell that's Jungle Fury from
yeah.
the outfit. So I was like, "What is?" I don't remember what that is. I don't remember a Green Ranger from Jungle Fury. I remember the Five Rangers, and I googled it and looked it up, and it was like, "Oh, the Spirit." And then as soon as I seen it and seen the other ones, I instantly remembered it all. It all just came
Yeah.
back to me, and I was like, "This is a great series." I've been trying to find. For some reason, all of the Power Ranger seasons have been incredibly hard to find lately. Because like I said, he's been wanting to watch a lot of the ones that I liked growing up. He wanted to watch Jungle Fury, but I don't know where to find these shows to stream them anymore. Um, Obviously, for access for a 9-year-old to find. But because they've taken everything off Netflix. That's what for whatever reason. I don't know why exactly. Um, but yeah, that's one that he wants to watch too. That I got to find for him to watch because this one was one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
And like I said, past here, it's all downhill.
Yeah. RPM, the last Disney Power Ranger, they tried ending it here as well.
They should have.
Um, RPM, like I said, last one for Disney. After this, Saban bought the rights back. Saban Brands, I think it went under afterwards. Um, RPM was an apocalyptic type series. It was set a little bit in the future. A virus had took over the city, took over everything. So it was up to a certain ragtag group of, I guess, rangers you can say to try and take it down. It was pretty good. Like I really liked it. It had a very darker tone.
Yeah.
Um, the I want to say like the alpha character, but like Dr. K, she was actually really young. She was really smart, brilliant. She had a really good story. Um, she wanted a friend, so she created one, but it ended up turning to be a fucking one that Skynet. That's what it turned out to be, Skynet. And yeah, uh, there's a joke uh, that everyone's like, "Why are they wearing spandex?" And she would go fucking crazy. She's like, "It's not fucking
That's
spandex.
hilarious.
It's a special material." Um, for me, even though I really liked it, I probably would put it at a B for me. Um, it's cool. Like it's cool. You just get through it. I mean, you get
Yeah.
through it. But yeah, I enjoyed it for its last attempt to be a last hurrah. It was definitely one that I was like, okay, like if I never watched Power Rangers after this, like I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
like content with it essentially.
I think I really like the uniforms from this one. That they look cool. You know, the
Yeah.
seat belts, and then but the mix with the animal kind of thing as well. But I think I wouldn't mind going and trying to find this one to watch this one.
There's a
Um,
lot of Rangers in this one too. I think there's seven,
yeah,
like a total of seven on the team.
because I don't think I know enough about this one. I think that this one's also gonna have like a lot of what we're about to get into. This one's gonna have to go into the not watched for me because I don't think I've watched enough to form an opinion on it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna go there. Like I said, I think this is one that I probably wouldn't mind going to try to find to watch. Kind of like how I did with Jungle Fury. Like, oh, let's watch it later, see how it holds up. That kind of
Yeah.
situation. So I think that's where that one goes for me.
Okay. I mean, fair. I mean, this was also one of the ones, well, they already started doing about 30 episodes back at Mystic Force. Like it was a consistent 32 episode program.
Yeah.
Um, and at this time they were kind of like, I think Disney was kind of just coasting the left of their contract. They're like,
Yeah.
well, we're not going to order any more series. But after this, it was the time where I don't remember if you remember them doing a rehash of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on
Yes.
ABC.
Yes.
That was also during this time, and it was
Because
just so fucking campy and shit.
I think I remember from they put it on Netflix for a while, and I think that's where I remember it. I think it was
Yeah,
because I thought it was normal, and then it was just like the episode, but then they threw in just a bunch of extra crap, and
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
"This is not Power Rangers.
yeah.
This is not
So
what I remember growing up," and it was just so weird to me.
yeah, so it was that. That's what that was. That's when Saban's like, nope, I'll take it back. Then for distribution, he went to Nickelodeon, which is where we get Samurai, Super Samurai, Mega Force, Super Mega Force, Dino Charge. Well, I mean, yeah, they're all on Nickelodeon up until Dino Fury Season 2, which isn't on here, where Netflix bought the streaming rights for Power Rangers solely. Um, but, I mean, we'll get to it, but Beast Morphers is when Hasbro buys Power Rangers from Saban. So that's,
And that's where we're at now, pretty much.
yes, that's where we're at,
Gotcha.
is the Hasbro series. Hasbro's um, area, essentially.
Um,
But Samurai, Super Samurai, for me, did not watch them because I had zero interest in Power Rangers afterward. After RPM, saw this, saw it was on Nickelodeon. I was like, nah, not for me. Um, this was also, so this one and Megaforce, they were doing a play on the original um, and music, essentially opening music, the
yeah.
soundtrack. So like the Goko Power Ranger, they were doing play-ons of that on those two series.
Um, so for me, this could go in the not watched category for me. It's not because I have seen some of it. and I have seen enough of it to form an opinion.
Okay.
And this is
Nice.
arguably one of the worst things I've ever watched in my entire life. Not just Power Rangers. The acting is atrocious. We're talking about a Power Rangers series for kids, okay? I know all of this stuff is made for kids. I want nothing more than to have some kind of grown-up Power Rangers. I don't know if you've seen that. There was this YouTube video that went around a while back of like grown-up Power Rangers. Did you see
Yes.
that? Like
Yes.
people are like shooting people in the head and stuff.
Yeah.
Loved it. It was great. I know this stuff's for kids. I know it's supposed to be made for kids. That doesn't excuse just bad acting in
Yes.
general.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of that going forward in these last few series. Like, it's this over corny, happy-go-lucky, I don't know what it is, just you can tell it's, like, when you watch these other shows, like, Wild Force kind of dabbles in it where it's with the main character, Cole, I think is his name, the Red
Yes.
Ranger,
Right.
where he kind of overdoes it a little bit, but at the same time, everybody else grounds him enough.
Right. Yeah.
You don't get everybody, it's just this just extremely fake outpouring that you see whenever you watch it. And it just makes me cringe and I can't watch it. So,
It's even worse in Megaforce, Super Megaforce.
Yes,
I have watched that one.
yes, and again, I feel the same thing. So, Samurai, Super Samurai, Megaforce, Super Megaforce will all be F tier for me. Again, I've seen less of Megaforce than I have Samurai, but just the acting in Samurai, I don't like the drawing. There's the samurai symbols in the air. I don't like their weapons. I'm a big sword fan. I love swords. I've mentioned that earlier in this thing. My D&D characters, I prefer to use swords. My current D&D character uses an axe because it's broke. It's super OP. I don't like it, but it's a really good weapon, so I have to use it. I don't have to, but anyways, I hate their weapons in this. It's in Samurai. I mean, I just don't like. And
Oddly enough, in Samurai, the Decker character, that's Cole. You know that, right? The actor.
which one? I don't
Decker,
know who Decker is.
I think it's Decker. He's the one that fights Jaden a lot. His human form is
Oh, well,
Cole's actor.
yes. I'm cool with that. He looks. I mean, even just
Oh, no,
looking at him,
I'm
he
just
looks
saying.
awesome.
Yeah.
I did know that
Okay.
because I remember because I seen that somewhere and was like, no, that's not true. And then looked it up, and yeah, it is. But he still looks freaking like just looking at it, he looks freaking
Yeah.
cool. Again, it goes back to long hair and all that. He looks awesome. But yeah, and the thing is, and then moving over to just Megaforce, I feel like their helmets look cool. Like I like the way their helmets look. That might be an unpopular opinion. I don't mind. I don't like when they went to the pirate looking things. I don't really care for that. I don't know what was up with that. Also, Megaforce was where they did the hey, we're gonna morph into other Rangers, right?
Super Megaforce.
Super Megaforce was like, hey, we need to channel some old power or whatever it was. We're gonna use these old Rangers. That was whatever.
Bro, you need to watch the Sentai counterpart then.
Of
For Super Megaforce.
was it actually good?
Bro, it's one of the best.
Really?
It's one of my favorite. It's like literally top tier #1 Sentais ever.
Just Super Megaforce, Megaforce the
Gokaiger's that. So I came back because they were gonna adapt Gokaiger and they shit it all over it.
nice.
Yeah.
So
Like if I could put fucking Super Megaforce at like Z, like that's how bad it is, I would do that.
So is it the Japan one? I don't know. You said it. I don't.
Yes.
Is it 2 seasons as well, like the split up, like Megaforce,
No.
Super Megaforce? It's just one.
No. So it's so Super Megaforce and Megaforce are two separate teams.
Okay,
Two different
gotcha.
series.
Which makes
altogether.
sense. Which makes
Yeah.
sense. So when you look at them, they don't look like. But they have. I think in America they have the same actors that move
Yes.
over. But when you look at them, it from not knowing that, now that you say that, I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense because they look like completely different Rangers.
Yes.
That they just for some reason put under the same umbrella. I don't know why they did
Yeah.
that. Dino Charge and Super Dino Charge.
I like it a little bit more, but not more. I'm just
So
gonna put them in C, only because dinosaurs. That's
yeah,
it.
true,
That's it.
true. If
That's the only reason.
like I
It's
said,
dinosaurs.
growing up with my son, if there was three things that he liked, it was superheroes, it was Power Rangers, and it was dinosaurs. Like that kid, as a 3 year old, was the amount of dinosaurs he knew at that age surpassed the amount of dinosaurs I knew as an adult. Like it was crazy. So this is the series he's watching now. This is also the series that he's watched the most of because he watched the series when he was younger. At one point, I don't. He obviously lost him in a move and all that kind of stuff. He had multiple of the Dino Chargers. I think he's in bed right now, or I would have him bring it in here. Right now, we have both morphers, the yellow gun and the red gun. And from the amount that I've seen out of this, and just respect to my son, Dino Charge, and Super Dino Charge will be B tier for me.
Okay.
Because
The
even
Japanese counterpart is really good for this too.
even watching the things that I watch, I don't, and it might be there, and I just haven't seen it. I don't feel like there's as much of the cringe acting in this one.
Yeah.
I feel like they leveled it out in this one. They lost it again later, but in this one, I don't feel like there's as much of that cringe acting. And it's funny. I think it's his favorite Ranger from this. I don't remember actually. No, I think the Green Ranger is his favorite Ranger from this. But the Blue Ranger, Coda, the caveman, I fucking love that dude. I don't know why. I fucking love that dude. He's so cool.
Yeah.
Also, it's cool to have the caveman, the man from the past, all that kind of. That's just a cool thing, anyways. But out of respect, and also, I mean, in one of the stickers, it's out of the ones I picked up was the Black Ranger from Dino Charge, the Parasaur Ranger.
Yeah.
Also, this one's cool. The amount of dinosaurs that it used for this one, and because this is one where they had like 30 Rangers or something. I don't know what the number was, but they had so many. Like
It's like 12.
I remember like buying him the Dino Chargers, and there were so many of them.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's got one. I know he has one, but it was to the point to where he was because my kid, whenever he plays, he wants to be authentic. Like he couldn't just go around with the gun empty, and he couldn't find any Dino Chargers. This kid was putting batteries in the gun, and they fit perfect. He was like, Logan, you can't play with batteries, dude. Okay, give us the batteries. You can't play with batteries. Stop. But yeah, we would have to go in there and like take batteries out of the gun, and it was like, but so this is the last good season that I know of. I never even watched Ninja Steel. I don't think I've watched a single episode of those, so those are going to go into not watch for me.
Same.
Beast Morphers also going to go into not watch for me. I don't know if I've ever actually seen an episode of that one. I don't know how that is. That one any good?
So I dabbled because Hasbro bought it.
Yeah.
Because obviously there'd be a change in leadership. It wasn't a full change, so you can still see kind of a little bit of the campiness in Beast Morphers. But personally, I've enjoyed this one. I would probably. I mean, you're gonna hate me, but I'm probably gonna put it. Am I gonna put it over Turbo? No, I'll leave it in C. Enjoyable. It has the 3 primary colors as their starters. I think 2 additional Rangers. Story wise, actually, you know what? I am gonna put it at the top of C. The only reason why is because it has a lot of good callbacks to past series, and the Venjix main bad guy is the same Skynet virus from RPM.
That's actually pretty cool.
So it mutated. Also, Beast Morphers gave us a really cool crossover, which was the 3 Dino teams together. And Austin St. John came back. So Jason came back.
Ooh, okay, so that's one. So Beast Morphers is on Netflix, right?
I believe you can watch it on Netflix, yes.
Because I know Dino Fury is, which is our next one, last one we haven't read.
Yes.
I know it is for a fact.
Yes.
So I will check out Beast Morphers. because honestly, as far as the last two go, I didn't know which one was before which.
Yeah.
I didn't know which one was the most recent one.
Yeah,
Um,
I would probably say it has its moments. Um, but yeah, like I was really watching it just so I can get to that crossover.
yeah,
But it was fine. I again, like I said, they have a lot of good decent callbacks. Actually this was the first time they brought in a metal hero from Japan, Space Sheriff Gavin, to the States, and they did a crossover in the series too. So
that's pretty cool.
um, definitely, I would put it top of my C tier, um, just for those reasons. There good some nostalgia calls, pretty decent crossovers as well. Um, yeah, for sure.
So I will check that one out for sure. That one in RPM I might look at because they seem okay. Um, Power Rangers Dino Fury.
This one I've been actually going back and forth. I did watch this one too because this one is a full Hasbro control. Um, and some of the underlying stories are pretty good. The brother sister, Izzy, and I think it's Chase is his name. They have a really good character dynamic. Izzy is they made her technically the first LGBTQ plus character in Power Rangers, which was really cool. Um, Zato, I think is his
Mm-hmm.
name. That's the Red Ranger.
Wasn't he also the
Um,
Blue Ranger in Samurai? I thought he
no,
was, but I guess
no, it's a different actor. It's a different. He looks very similar, but no, it's a different actor. Um, he's an alien.
mm-hmm.
And his alien persona, as in like a campy character, is fine. Like it's the comedian, but we find out later when the Gold Ranger shows up that the reason why they're fighting the Sporix and everything is because it's his fault. He let it happen. He wanted it to happen. End up destroying his entire population and life form that where he's from. And there's a struggle dynamic between Red and Gold. Gold thinks he should be the leader because of the betrayal, but the Gold Ranger is like takes zero responsibility for anything. He's very a joking character. It's like Jesus. It's like whatever. And then the Blue Ranger, which we kind of see it in Beast Morphers 2, is the um, character that wants to have development, but there's like some restrictions or limitations to it. Pretty much the Blue Ranger in this series is just a dick. Like
Yeah,
he's a straight up dick, because he's very factual, and it's like, well, the reason why this is happening is because of this. So there's always that type of dynamic, and it takes him about, let's say, 3 episodes to be like, okay, I was wrong.
yeah.
You're right, blah blah blah. But then like 3 episodes later, he does it all over again. So, um, Pink is interesting because she has an interesting backstory, which is we don't know what it is, and we find out that she's also an alien, and her parents are the bad guys. So
Nice.
it's a whole bring back redemption type of thing. Um, but yeah, it's not bad. It had 2 seasons, excuse me, 2 seasons, and it's getting a new series called Cosmic Fury, which I have no clue what any of that's going to take place. But also in this season, the end of season 1 and season 2, we kind of figure out everything. Zed's back. So they brought Zed back too.
Nice. So I guess I need. So for me, Dino Fury is one the most my most recent attempt to watch recent Power Rangers,
Yeah.
and I struggled. I don't know how many episodes I've watched. Sounds like I need to keep pushing through it. but I have a problem. And I thought it was, and then I just looked it up. It's not the Blue Ranger from Samurai, but holy shit, they could be twins.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it is
they look good.
odd. Like there were pictures of the Samurai Blue Ranger where it looks exactly like this guy. And I don't know how far. Again, I don't remember how far because they don't start off with 5 Rangers, right?
No, so
Because I don't remember the Green Ranger being in the things that I've watched,
no,
or I don't think I remember the Blue Ranger either. I think it was red, pink, and black, right? That start this,
no, no.
or is
So
it blue?
so it's red, pink, and blue.
Okay,
Yeah. So that was one thing I also noticed that with this series, well, even kinda in Beast Morphers 2, um, they are taking a play out of the Super Sentai book, in which is you got to build the team.
yeah, which I'm cool with.
So,
I like those. I mean, some of my favorite
Dino
ones.
Fury,
Yeah, Dino Thunder, Ninja Storm. Those are
yeah,
building the team out. I really like those. Like I
yeah.
think
So
Ninja Storm, which I mean technically Dino Thunder did it 3-1-1. Ninja Storm doing it with 3-2-1.
right,
I don't even know how Dino Charge did something similar, but I don't even know how they did theirs
so
5-1-50 whatever. Um, but my struggle with Dino Fury to get through is the Red Ranger.
yes,
It's that cringe acting again. It reminds me of the Red Ranger from Samurai. The Red Ranger is my problem with Samurai. And Dino Fury, the Red Ranger is my problem with Dino Fury. And it's so hard to push past that. Like I get it, yeah, the altruistic, I need to save my
right.
planet, I need to contact my family, I need to see if anybody's still out there, if anybody's still alive. Whatever it just I get it. But it's just so cringy that it just
Right.
hurts me to watch.
Even for his character too, um, like the happy-go-lucky portions, okay.
Yeah,
But later on, when you find out the reason for all of this is because of him, it doesn't really justify his character any further.
yeah,
And in fact, it kind of makes you maybe dislike him a little bit more later on. And like, there's never a point where I feel like he kind of justifies his actions, and we're kind of like, do I forgive you?
yeah,
Like, for me at least, it never feels that way.
yeah. Um. So, where did you put it? You put it C tier, like
I
top C
did put
tier.
it C behind Beast Morphers because I like the crossovers a lot more in Beast Morpher, and I like the Venjix tie-in to the virus, and yeah. Plus, we got Jason back, and
So,
Jason's one of my favorite Rangers.
this one is skating not watched because I'm gonna actually see real quick if I can see how many episodes I've actually watched, and then you tell me if I have the right to rank it. Um, let's look up because it should be easy to do with Power Rangers. Oh, so Super Ninja. Oh yeah, Beast Morphers is on Netflix. Okay. Um, so Dino Fury. According to Netflix, I have seen. Okay, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, according to Netflix, I watched episodes 1 through 4. Somehow skipped 5 and went to 6, and then skipped 7 and started 8.
Unless someone started rewatching
I
it.
guess I don't know something like that. So that's where. So that's
I
where
feel
I'm.
like by I feel like by 8, Izzy and Chase are Rangers, are
Yeah, it
like
looks like episode 5 is. So it's got the girl that becomes the Green Ranger. She's got green light. The Netflix picture is her with some green light around her. It doesn't like she's fully morphing, but it
I
said the description for the episode: the race is on for the Rangers to locate the missing Zords and their new teammates before the monstrous Sporix beasts find and destroy them. So yeah,
okay, I would say you can't, mainly because you don't have the main team yet.
okay, which
Yeah,
I'm okay with
yeah.
because I will say from what you've said and Their uniforms, I like their uniforms, their outfits. I don't know if that's a popular opinion or not. Um, and the prospect of me pushing through and finishing this, I was not gonna put it F tier. I was gonna put it above. Like it was either gonna be not watched, or if we had a D tier, it would have went in there solo by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Just so I keep it out of F tier to not lump it in with Samurai Megaforce, but also probably to keep it below Mystic Force. Which honestly, if I'm thinking about it, Mystic Force would probably go into a D tier too. So, but I'm perfectly okay with doing a not watched rank for that one.
Yeah.
I do think Beast Morphers and Pushing Through Dino Fury, which Netflix says Dino Fury has 2 seasons on Netflix.
Yes, it does. It's finished right now.
Yeah.
They're working on doing the new series for it.
Yeah.
So this is also a series that technically is getting 3 seasons, even though Cosmic Fury is titled different.
Yeah.
But it's the same cast.
Gotcha. Which
So
kind of working
first
with
time
that Red
since
Ranger guy.
Mighty Morphin. So
Also,
and technically, I mean it's been out already, but the Pink Ranger in this series is the new Red Ranger. So the current Red Ranger is like a Celestial Ranger, I guess you can say, because he's got a completely different suit.
okay. So for
and
the
she-
Cosmic Show.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, for the
so
Cosmic Show.
hey, we might be able to work something out. Okay, you might be able to. Hey, it's like they heard me just now. Like, yeah, let's fix that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think I'm gonna give it another try. I need to stop scrolling that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try that out and see how it goes. Because I mean, that seems interesting. Like I said, I definitely want to try that Beast Morphers. I kind looking at it, kind of get the Jungle Fury vibe, maybe. So maybe But yeah, I'm just gonna look over my list, see if I think my list is pretty. I think I'm pretty happy with my list.
Yeah, I think I am too. I already made the changes with Wild Force, and I think that was really the only thing that I was kind of teetering on. So
Yeah,
I think, yeah,
I think my list is actually a pretty solid list. Yeah, I mean, Wild Force is number one. The Mighty Morphin, Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder falling into SPD and Jungle Fury, and Space. I think. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's see. Yeah. And just throwing it out there, if the Power Rangers movie from a couple years ago, where would you have put that?
I mean that's fucking hard, but it's probably gonna go in my S tier.
Okay.
Like for solely nostalgic reasons, plus Ivan Ooze was really cool. I mean, the ending kind of sucks because, I mean, he kicked him in the balls and he fell into a comment.
Yeah.
Like that was it.
No, not that movie, not that one, not that one. I'm talking about the recent Power Rangers movie. The
Ooh.
yeah.
That one.
Also, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, just kicking Avenues in the dick and like having him fall into an asteroid. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
The most recent one.
Yeah, like the really spacey looking suits
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
green Rita. We get a little shout out to from Jason David Frank and
Amy Jo.
Amy Jo in it.
Um.
Oh, that's something else I need to address. Rewatching Power Rangers Turbo. I mean, just in general.
Yes.
For our age group, early 30s. I don't even know how old you actually are. I think you're around there. You're around the same age as me. I don't know if you're older or younger. Anyways, around our age group, growing up, if you ask anybody,
Amy Jo, crush.
exactly,
Immediately.
exactly.
No
She's
doubt.
up there top tier. Her in Power Rangers Turbo.
A.
Not only is Jason also like whenever they go into the lava and come out, is literally two of the coolest. They're only like that for. I thought they again. It's one of those things where the time warp, where in my head they're that way for half the movie, in my head when I'm a kid. It's evil Jason, evil Kimberly for half the movie, and they're kicking everybody's ass. And then you watch the movie as an adult, and they're that way for like 5 minutes, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, 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 don't stop it. This is awesome. Jason's awesome. He's looks jacked out of his mind, just badass. And then Kimberly, and you're like I'm in love. That's all it is. It's just crazy. But so, anyways, yeah, the most recent Power Rangers movie. Where do you think I honestly, I've only seen it once. I went and seen it in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I watched it. I've seen it since then.
I think I'm in the same boat. I think I only watched it the one time.
So I might have to watch it again to put an accurate ranking on it.
For the time being, I'd probably leave it at a C, though.
Yeah, I was thinking B, C, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
The suits were kind of cool. Zords were not cool at all.
Nah.
Also,
I didn't mind Rita being the Green Ranger at all. I thought
Yeah.
that was really interesting take. And Zordon being a past Red Ranger was cool as well.
yeah.
But
But also, it sucks that whatever happened with that movie, I'm assuming it's not getting a sequel. But we
No.
got baited for a sequel with
Yeah.
Tommy Oliver,
Yeah.
and it's like, bro, how you gonna do that and then not make the next movie?
Yeah.
Like come on. If I'm not mistaken, it was a green Letterman jacket, like on the back of an empty chair, and it
Yeah.
was like, bro, come on, don't do that to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I'd probably leave it at a C. I mean, it probably. For me, I'd probably put it after Turbo if we were gonna put something there.
I could
For
see
me
that.
on my list, yeah.
Where's Turbo at on yours? Okay, C tier, bottom of C tier. Mine's top of C tier. So I could probably say, I'd probably agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right around Turbo is where I would probably put it. Like, I could see an argument for before or after Turbo, I think, in my list. So, yeah. But that was a lot of fun. That took way longer than I thought it was going to take, though.
It did.
It take way longer than I expected it to. But I think that's going to do it for us. We're going to get out of here because, like we both said, this both took way longer. But that was a lot of fun. We need to find some more stuff to do this with. But I think that's all we got. See what happens with this video. Do you have anything else before we close out?
No, man, it was good. There's gonna be like so much support on the last one, so thanks to everyone who
Yes.
spent the time to watch it, gave us all those views, and hopefully this kind of adds to that and builds that fire, and we can keep doing stuff like that and kind of going from there. Really.
Yeah. Thank you guys very much. Not only to the views. I want to get just a real quick what a count is on it. The last count it says 1.5K. I got a couple more likes on it. So this is by far the most viewed video we've had. By far the most liked video, but also we gained almost just under 20 subs since that video is released. We were setting at right above, just a couple above 60. We're just a couple below 80 right now. So we gained. So the new subs, thank you guys so much. Be sure to tell your friends about the show, the channel. We cover a variety of things here, from obviously Power Rangers. We do some gaming stuff. We do wrestling stuff. We do all kinds of things. We plan on, and if there's things that you want us to talk about that maybe we like, comment below. That's one thing that I mentioned. I did a video that released as of recording today, Tuesday, painting D&D minis. This little guy right here. So I'm going to try to do some more of that stuff. So if that's things you enjoy, I just literally painted and rambled for like 45, 50 minutes about D&D stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do with that little series. So suggestions. We'll take any kind of suggestions on things you want us to talk about, look at, give our opinion on, and go from there. Help us grow this channel to something, maybe. But that's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next time. Later.